5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Well, your ladyship, you've done it. We can't thank you enough for coming all this way to open the pass.
It was my pleasure, Sir Harry. A little bit of excitement is welcome now and again.
Well, now it's time for a real celebration party. Lady Penelope, come down to the base canteen.
That's very kind of you, Sir Harry, but Parker will be waiting with Fab 1. I want to get to my little farm before nightfall.
I'll drive you down to the road in the Jeep.
You're most kind, Sir Harry, and I do hope your project is a tremendous success, because I know how important it is to you.
Yes, too right. Look, the dozers are already getting down to the job.
Well, I'll say goodbye, Sir Harry, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, your ladyship. Next time, you'll have to stop for a few beers.
Sorry to hurry you, milady, but you did say as how you wanted to look at your sheep before retiring for the day.
So I did, Parker. I'm ready now.
So long, your ladyship. Keep in touch.
Now, the first thing I must do is call Jeff Tracy. I have a little idea. Lady Penelope calling International Rescue Headquarters.
Go ahead, Penny. How's Australia looking?
I've just blown up a mountain.
You've done what?
Oh, don't worry. I opened a new project. They're building a road through the mountains. I'm now going on to my farm. An idea has occurred to me. It concerns you, Jeff.
What's on your mind, Penny?
Well, as far as I can remember, you haven't had a vacation for at least 18 months.
Yeah, but...
I think you should join me here in Australia and spend a few days on my farm. Now, I'll make certain you're not disturbed, and you can relax completely. Now, when can I expect you?
Well, it's not that simple, Penny. An emergency call could come through at any time. I've got to be here to organize things.
But we'll still be here, Dad. And we know the procedure. Yes, Father, I agree with Lady Penelope. It's time you had a rest.
What is this? A plot to get rid of me? I tell you, I don't need a rest.
You see, Jeff, the boys agree with me. Now, I'll expect you at my farm this evening. I insist you come.
Well, how do you like that? She closed down on me.
Well, maybe you got her a little mad, Dad. She was thinking of you, you know.
That's right. She was trying to help.
I know all that, and it was a great thought. But you boys realize the problems, don't you? Well, Alan, Tintin, you understand that I have to be here, don't you?
Sure, Dad. Now, if you'll excuse us, Tintin and I are going to play tennis.
Gordon, Brains. It's not that I don't want to go. It's in case of an emergency. Okay, I'll go to Australia. I'll take a vacation if that's what you all want.
Well, that's great, Dad. Forget international rescue for a while.
I'll help my father to pack your bags, Mr. Tracy.
The first problem is, who's going to take your place, Dad?
Well, that's got to be you, Scott. You're the eldest.
Well, that's swell of you guys to put me in the hot seat. But my job is flying Thunderbird 1.
Now, hold on, boys. I'm still giving the orders around here. I've not gone yet, you know. Scott, you're next in line, so you'll have my place. Virgil will remain in charge of Thunderbird 2, and Gordon, Thunderbird 4.
That only leaves you, Alan. But John's only just begun his term of duty in the space station.
You mean I've got to handle Thunderbird 1?
Well, it's the obvious choice. Only rarely do we have to use Thunderbirds 1 and 3 on the same operation. You will control whichever craft is required.
Yeah, that figures, Alan. You're used to high speed. Guess you take over my old job.
Well, that's settled then. I'll just check things with John.
International rescue from Thunderbird 5. What's new, Father?
Penny has persuaded me to join her in Australia for a short vacation.
Gee, that's great, Dad. I figure it's about time you had a rest.
Yeah. Well, before I hand over to Scott, I want to know if everything's okay.
Nothing much happening to concern us, Father. Just the World Navy are on an exercise in the Atlantic.
Prepare to commence gyro-pedo explosive tests.
Aye, sir. Target vessel moving to area red.
Good. If these new weapons are successful, they'll revolutionize undersea firepower.
Yes, sir. No more negative cat and mouse games. Our vessels will be able to attack fast and with power.
Right. Put Atom Sub Reaper on standby.
She's adopting combat position now, sir. 100 miles from target vessel.
On course and steady, sir.
Okay, Lieutenant. Dive.
Opening 2, 4, and 6, sir.
Tracy to base control. Airborne. Now remember, Scott, keep me informed.
Now relax, Dad. I'll call if we have any serious problems.
Okay, Scott. So long.
Boy, I thought Dad would change his mind at the last minute. He sure worries about us.
Yeah, but you can understand it. He's never left us on our own before.
Okay, Scott, you're in charge. What'll be your first decision?
Well, that's easy. I contact John in Thunderbird 5. Thunderbird 5 from International Rescue. Come in, John.
International rescue from Thunderbird 5. Hi, Scott. What's wrong?
Well, nothing, John.
Why the call then, Scott?
I just wondered how things were.
Well, it's still quiet up here. There's just the World Navy getting ready for their target shot.
Alert all vessels in vicinity and warn the drilling rig seascape.
seascape drilling rig from World Navy flagship Atlantic. Please acknowledge.
A seascape here, Atlantic. Receiving you 5x5.
We are about to commence target practice. There could be a number of nuclear explosions.
Head there now. Here, Dick, I'll take over. Hello. Atlantic? This is Frank Hooper, rig superintendent here. I don't like the sound of what you just said.
All the explosions will be beneath the surface. Out of the 40 rigs in the area, yours is the nearest. There's absolutely no chance of any danger.
I hope you're right. Ending transmission. Darn Navy. Always belly aching about the number of new rigs going up. But no one's allowed to complain about their explosions.
Gyropedos 1 and 2 at ready, sir.
Right. Approaching radio control target vessel. Bearing 7, 5, 8. Contact. Way both. Seek and destroy.
Number 1 is moving off course, sir.
Direct by remote, Lieutenant.
Aye, aye, sir.
Second strike negative. Kill it, Captain.
You heard the commander, Lieutenant. Destroy by remote.
I can, sir. No response. She's a maverick.
Right, Scott. Missile exploded on a seabed.
Well, what's the Navy reaction?
From the radio calls I'm picking up, a lot of people are hopping mad, but it seems there's no danger.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, but boy, did it cause havoc with the ocean. The water's still boiling if a guy named Hooper on the seascape's anything to go by.
Alert all rig personnel. Get the pumps going, O'Shea.
All crew to storm stations. Amber alert.
Make fast storm anchors. Increase ballast stabilizers. Raise the rig 10 feet.
Bunga bunga from Jeff Tracy. Permission to land requested. Come in, Bunga bunga. Approaching you from northeast.
Bunga bunga to Mr. Tracy. Hello, sir. Her ladyship's out with the sheep.
What's she doing, Parker? Counting them?
Yes, sir. She seems to think there's one missing.
Are you kidding me, Parker? There must be 200,000 animals on that station.
200,007, sir. That's the trouble. Her ladyship can only find 200,006.
Okay, Parker. Now, how about me coming into land? Is it all clear?
Oh, perfectly, sir. I had the mechanical sweeper out as soon as we got here.
Great. I'll be with you in 2 minutes, then.
That sounds as if Jeff has arrived. I'll have to have this sheep counting meter fixed. I'm sure it's 40. Yes, Parker, what is it?
Begging your pardon, milady, but Mr. Tracy has landed.
Oh, yes, Parker, I heard him. I'll come straight away.
Penny, it sure is good to see you again.
Thank you, Jeff. And I'm so pleased you managed to get away for a while. Now tell me all about the boys. How are they? And Tintin and Grano?
Well, that reminds me, I'd better call them and tell them I've arrived.
Look, Jeff, the reason I invited you here was that you need a rest. Now, I'll allow you to make this one call. Then you must promise me that you'll try to forget all about the island.
Okay, Penny, but I'd be happier checking in now and then.
It's quite probable that Scott and the boys are in bed.
If I know Scott, he'll be wide awake. Hi, Scott. This is your father. How's things with you?
Oh, great, Dad. No problems. I sent the boys to bed. You never know when something might break.
Okay, Scott, but get some rest and take it easy. So long.
Good night, Dad. Thunderbird 5 from International Rescue Base. Come in, John.
Base from Thunderbird 5. What's up, Scott?
Oh, nothing, John. Just wondering how things were with you.
Well, it's all quiet here.
How about that atomic explosion in the Atlantic?
No problems there. The sea's calmed down. Guess the guys on that rig are glad about that.
Well, Kravitz, the swell settled. Imagine those Navy guys letting a fool thing like that happen. It's bad enough being stuck out here in the middle of the Atlantic without the Navy trying to send us under.
Say, the weather computers are reacting. Reckon there'll be a lulu of a gale blowing come sunup.
That?
It's about the same position as that atom explosion.
Sound the alarms. Attention all stations. Emergency, priority. Fire jet sighted. 30 miles west. Cause of fire jet not certain. But I reckon a gas field has been blown.
Go ahead, John. What's happening?
Looks as though that atomic explosion caused more damage than was first thought.
How's that?
Superintendent Hooper on the seascape has sent out an alarm call.
There's a 200-foot jet of fire blazing up 30 miles from the rig.
Are the guys on the seascape in danger?
It's not certain yet, Scott.
Well, you'd better get in contact.
Okay.
I heard the emergency signal, Scott.
Good. What do you figure about this fire jet?
Too early to say, Scott.
Drilling rig Seascape from International Rescue. Do you read me?
Come in, Seascape.
International Rescue. You heard about this fire jet, huh?
Yes. What are the dangers?
Can you give me complete details?
I guess so. The way I figure it, that atomic explosion fractured the seabed. The heat somehow has taken a few hours to penetrate through to the gas field below the ocean floor.
What is the extent of the field?
This particular gas pocket stretches 40 miles west of Seascape's position.
How real and urgent is the danger?
It's hard to estimate, Scott. There could be an explosion causing a massive tidal wave spreading to both coasts of the Atlantic.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty terrifying thought. The question is, do we get involved or not?
And that's entirely up to you, Scott. You're in command.
Yeah. I wonder what Dad would do.
interrupt this broadcast for a news flash. Reports are coming in that a gas field in the Atlantic has been penetrated, and a fire jet over 200 feet high is threatening shipping and drilling rigs in the area. The cause of the fire jet has not been firmly established, but it is believed to be connected with an atomic explosion during World Navy maneuvers. And now, back to your music program.
Shall I wait, Mr. Tracy?
You dare, Parker. Mr. Tracy has come here to get away from those kind of problems.
It's okay, Parker. I heard the newscast.
Jeff, I thought you were asleep.
No, Penny, but you can relax. I'm not worried about that fire jet. No one has been hurt, and Scott will keep a check on the situation. He'll realize that this is not a job for international rescue.
Brains, call the boys. This is a job for international rescue. Thunderbirds are go.
Base from Thunderbird 1. Proceeding to danger zone. Boy, is this baby different from Thunderbird 3.
Yeah, don't forget that, Alan. I want that machine back in one piece.
No problem there, Scott. Should be at the fire jet just after dawn.
Right. Virgil, Gordon, take Pod 4 and the sealing device.
Ready, Scott. Moving out now.
FAB.
Looks pretty bad. I wonder when international rescue will get here.
Seascape from Thunderbird 1. Request landing permission on rig.
You got it, fella. Use the heliport platform.
This isn't gonna be easy. Come on, Alan. Get this machine down on an even keel. Base from Thunderbird 1. I've landed in one piece, Scott.
Okay, Alan. Virgil and Gordon are on the way. Thunderbird 2 from base. Alan has arrived at danger zone. What is your ETA?
0700 hours, Scott.
Well, Scott, the first mission with you in control is underway.
Yeah. Mr. Tracy would be proud if he knew how you're handling the situation.
Well, you're not suggesting I call him, are you, Brains? Right now, he'll be fast asleep.
Jeff, are you awake?
Sure, Penny. Come on in.
Why, you look as if you've been awake all night.
Well, I guess I have, Penny. I couldn't sleep thinking about that fire jet report.
But you said yourself that Scott wouldn't put international rescue into operation.
I know, Penny, but I think I'll call base just to put my mind at rest.
Please, Jeff, you must relax and leave it to the boys.
But you don't understand, Penny.
Yes, I do, Jeff. You're a good father, and you're naturally anxious. Now, please relax, Jeff. Will you do that just for me?
Okay, Penny, you win. You're absolutely right. I'll get some rest now. I guess I am kind of tired.
Base from Thunderbird 2, at danger zone. About to release pod.
FAB, Virgil.
Thunderbird 2 from Thunderbird 4. Okay, Virgil. Release sealing device. Now. Cutting buoyancy compensators. Now. Great. She's sinking. Submerging, Virgil.
FAB, Thunderbird 4. Good luck.
Any word from Gordon yet, Alan?
No, Scott. He's surveying the area before he attempts to position the sealing device.
How's it look, Gordon?
I guess I'll have to take Thunderbird 4 around the fire jet.
And turn to position the sealing device, ready for drop.
Here goes. Commencing run. Now. In position, releasing tow cable and activating downward thrust outlets. Firing rocket clamps. Now. Rocket clamps in position.
FAB, Gordon. Now the compression valves.
Mobile base from Thunderbird 4. Fire is extinguished.
Great.
FAB, return to Thunderbird 2 and base. See you there.
What an outfit. International Rescue have stopped the fire from spreading.
Wait. I'm not so sure. Look at the seismograph. We're picking up some pretty violent waves.
Well, folks, we did it.
Yes, Scott, you were great. No panic. You didn't put a foot wrong.
Virgil's right. Guess Dad had better watch out. You could do him out of a job.
Scott, this is your father.
Oh, hi, Dad. How are you?
I've just heard the newscast. International Rescue kept that fire jet in the Atlantic.
Sure we did, Dad. And we were successful.
That's got nothing to do with it. You should never have got involved.
Well, listen, Father.
No, you listen, son. International Rescue is not just a lot of machinery for putting out fires. It's a serious business.
But that fire could have caused a disaster.
We're not dealing with chances, Scott. We can't afford to make mistakes. I'm flying home now.
Well, how about that?
Yeah, tough, Scott. I guess to Dad you made the wrong decision. But for my money, I figure you were right.
Are you really angry, Jeff?
Sure. Oh, heck no. I'm not angry with Scott, Penny. Just worried.
You upset him, you know.
Now, look here, Penny. I meant every word of what I said on that radio.
Including the bit about flying straight home?
Sure I did.
Then I think you're quite wrong. You'll make a big mistake if you do that. Don't you see, Jeff? You've made your point. Scott won't go out on call now unless it's absolutely vital.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Penny. Scott must run the show on his own without any interference from me.
Yes, Jeff. I'll call Scott and tell him.
I've packed your things, Mr. Tracy. Shall I put them in the aircraft?
No thanks, Parker. I'm staying for a couple more days.
Oh, pack the cases, unpack the cases. You think some people would make up their minds.
So you see, Scott, your father has decided to stay here after all.
Thanks, Lady Penelope.
So you're back in control, Scott.
Ah, looks that way, Virgil. I guess Dad wasn't as mad as he sounded.
Another fire column. Get international rescue fast, O'Shea.
Oh, we didn't get their frequency.
Just make the call on any wavelength. They'll pick it up.
Go ahead, John.
That gas field has blown again.
You mean the sealing device didn't work?
It worked fine, Scott. This is another fire jet 5 miles east of the last one.
Well, what gives, Brains?
The first explosion must have moved some unstable rock, producing pockets of oxymetrogen in its cavities. And these have been ignited by the fire under the seabed.
Then why hasn't the whole gas field gone up like you said earlier?
Well, it's hard to be conclusive, Alan, but I would say the flame is traveling until it finds the next weakest point. That point could well be seascape.
Well, what do we do about it?
Thunderbird 4 will have to go down and fire strategically placed missiles to cause a fracture in the rock strata to stop the fire spreading.
You mean cause a barrier across the gas field? Well, why can't the Navy do that?
They haven't the right type of equipment.
So if we did that, we would seal off the gas field and save seascape from disaster.
Exactly.
Then what are we waiting for?
Now, hold on, Virgil. There's an alternative plan. Let the Navy airlift the crew off the seascape and leave the gas field to burn itself out.
But we don't know how long that gas might keep on burning.
So what? Ships would automatically avoid the area. As I see it, this is not a job for international rescue.
Boy, have you changed in the last couple of hours?
Well, sure I've changed. 2 hours ago, Dad hadn't given me a bawling out. Well, I'm not going to do it again. No, sir, it's my decision, and I figure normal methods of rescue are adequate.
Call from the Atlantic, Frank. International rescue is not coming. The Navy is going to airlift us off the rig. It'll be 2 hours before they can reach us with helijets.
2 hours? They must be 500 miles away.
Yeah, they are. Seems they moved position after international rescue fixed the first fire.
What about the gas?
Guess it's just left to burn.
Slipped its shackles. All set, Dick? You know what we have to do.
Yeah. Check the extent of the damage.
That's it. And we better take a look at the other supports. Looks like a couple of others are slipping too.
Base from Thunderbird 5. The seascape's in trouble, Scott. A support column slipped. The fire's moving much faster than we thought. It's found an outlet close to the rig.
Well, what are they doing about it?
Hooper and O'Shea are going down in a diving sphere.
Look serious, Dick. I can see at least 6 shackle bolts sheared at the base.
Yeah. Maybe we could fix it. Get our scuba diving gear and renew the bolts.
You okay, Dick?
I guess so. Oh, what happened?
The rig slipped again, and the sphere wind systems were severed. We're trapped down here. Our only hope is that the control center have registered our position.
Base from Thunderbird 5. We've got a real emergency on our hands now, Scott. Those 2 guys are trapped in the diving sphere at the bottom of the rig.
The drilling rig is obviously the next weakest point. The fire will certainly use the borehole as an outlet.
Okay, boys. This is really it. International rescue is the only hope for those guys. Alan, get Thunderbird 1 out to Seascape.
Yes, sir.
Thunderbirds 2 and 4 will be needed to get Hooper and O'Shea to the surface before the rig blows. Now get going, boys, and fast.
We can take care of the men on the deck of the rig, but what about the men in the diving sphere?
We can do absolutely nothing. As I understand it, the sphere is tangled up in half a ton of metal. Our submarines and divers could never shift that. No, that is a job for international rescue.
Base from Thunderbird 1. Approaching danger zone now. I'll relay on-the-spot information to Thunderbird 2 as soon as I touch down. FAB.
Hooper, what's happening?
Don't worry. They'll soon have us out of here.
Parker, Mr. Tracy is trying to rest. Can't you lower the volume of that radio?
Very well, Belighted.
We interrupt this program to bring you a news flash. The drilling rig Seascape is near collapse as fires rage in the Atlantic Ocean. 2 rig crewmen are trapped at the base of the Seascape in a diving sphere. It is understood international rescue is on the scene. Now, back to our program.
There's a real emergency, Penny. The boys will need my help.
Will you get me some more coffee, Tintin? Yes, Virgil. Are you at the danger zone yet?
Yes, Scott. I'm about to drop the pod.
Well, tell Gordon he's got to work fast. That fire may hit that borehole any time.
Look, Hooper, let's face it. They're never gonna get us out. Not with all that metal on top of us.
Take it easy, boy. Take it easy.
You're really determined to go back to the island, Jeff?
I've got to. There's a real emergency.
Very well. But I'm coming too.
Okay, Penny, but please hurry.
How's it look down there, Gordon?
Pretty bad, Virgil. But I'm going in closer.
Okay, Gordon. The Navy helijets are getting the rig crew off.
How many more to go, Kravitz?
16. I guess this is gonna take some time.
Mobile control to base. Operation liftoff in full swing, Scott. The problem is not knowing exactly how long we've got.
Yeah, Alan, we just have to work as fast as we can.
Mobile control from Thunderbird 4. The pressure and the damage has jammed the sphere hatch.
What's the action then, Gordon?
Well, I'll have to cut through the guide cables holding the sphere to the support column.
Okay, I'll tell base.
FAB, Alan. Keep in touch.
Hey, I felt movement then. The rig's slipping some more.
Alan, can you hear me? Mobile control, come in.
Okay, Scott, we're all right. But I'm worried about Thunderbird 1.
Yeah, she could slip off that platform. How many more crew to airlift off that rig?
6, Scott.
Right. Well, the Navy will fix them. You get your gear into Thunderbird 1, and you operate from the air.
FAB.
Come on, baby. Faster. Faster.
Come on, baby. Faster. Faster.
Thunderbird 1 is sliding. Get her up, fast!
Base from Thunderbird 1. Clear of rig. Will remain on hover in danger zone. FAB.
Thunderbird 1 from Thunderbird 4. Cables are free. I'm going in to shift the rest of the debris.
FAB.
Thunderbird 1 from Thunderbird 4. What's happened to the rig? This wreckage will smash the craft to pieces.
The seascape's breaking up, Gordon. How long will you be?
I'll let you know when I've cleared the mess away. I've cleared most of the junk. I'm gonna try to haul the sphere free with the electromagnets.
FAB.
What are they playing at? They'll bust this baby wide open.
They're not gonna make it in time. They're too late.
Alan! Turbulence near the rig.
Thunderbird 1 to helijet. Get that last man off the rig fast. Virgil, get clear.
What about Gordon?
Thunderbird 4. The rig's gonna blow. Move fast.
Gordon, are you okay? Gordon, are you okay?
Just about, Virgil. The sphere's safely in tow. Will you make ready with the grabs?
Sure thing, Gordon. You bring the sphere to the surface, and then I'll take it back to the carrier.
FAB, Virgil. Surfacing now.
International Rescue saved us.
Yeah, I figured we were dead for sure.
Well done, Gordon. You did a great job.
Thanks, Alan. Guess I'll have to wait for Virgil to return to collect me.
Yeah, I'll call Scott.
Alan, how'd it go? Are you all right?
Yeah, Scott. Everyone's fine. There's a few fires shooting up out of the ocean, but they'll burn themselves out in time.
Sure. Okay, Alan. Emergency over. All Thunderbird craft return to base.
FAB, Scott. Estimated time of arrival, 1,500 hours, your time.
Tracy to base. Permission to land.
Base to Tracy, permission refused. Thunderbirds 1 and 2 due to arrive any time.
Well, how do you like that?
I like it very much, Jeff. Scott is controlling things correctly, just as his father does when he's on duty.
Well, boys, I guess you all did a swell job. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. How did your vacation go?
Well, Virgil, it's like this. I've come home to start work again because I figure it's the only way I'll ever get any rest. So if you don't mind, Scott, I'll have my desk back.
Dad, for my money, you can have it. I need a vacation.